Is that the beanie that Wendy made?
It was a beanie that Wendy made. Yeah, she did it. And I think I don't even know what her plan was for it. And we're recording, by the way. I don't know what her plan was for it, but I commandeered it.
Is it me, or are you eating pizza and cooking at the same time?
I ain't get 240 by not eating, motherfucker.
There's only fat people that eat and cook at the same time.
I eat, cook, and drink beer at the same time.
You're probably the person that mom was when she was baking cakes and shit. You were fucking eating the icing and shit while she's baking cakes.
Oh yeah, licking the spoon, licking the beaters. Yep.
See, I did it a couple times. All right, we gotta take a pause in our interview. This is brought to you by Budweiser. They ain't paying me, but I'm still drinking it. All right, back to your lovely interview.
People, if y'all see this, yeah, if y'all see this, Budweiser people, and y'all want to pay Off the Beaten Path podcast, I'll let you know my account routing number.
We ain't asking for much, but we're still drinking
for much. I mean, I'll drink your shit for free, but if you're gonna pay me a drink, I'll drink it.
Hell yeah! Did you say you're watching the UFC fight tonight or no?
Yeah, I didn't know they were fighting tonight, but I don't see why not.
Man, that fucking who fought fucking Wednesday? It was Ige and fucking Ige lost. I don't remember who it was. It was a good fight. It was a good fight card. It wasn't a stacked fight card, but it was I feel like, how do you feel about this? Do you feel like sometimes like the fight cards that, okay, like say there's a fight card and say like fucking okay, with me, I didn't know much about Zhang Weili and what's her other name? What's that bitch's name?
It's not that hard, man. It's Joanna Jędrzejczyk.
Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Yeah, I don't know, but Zhang Weili, like I didn't know much about them. I knew a little bit about them going into the fight, and I was looking for Romero and Adesanya.
Mm-hmm.
But me not knowing much about the Zhang Weili and Jędrzejczyk, bruh, if I was expecting for it to be a crazy fight, I almost feel like I jinxed it. Like, okay, down. Because I felt like, Romero and Adesanya, I'm like, this is going to be a crazy fight. And it was boring. It was bullshit. It was like, oh my God, what's going on? But some of the fighters that I have no clue about, some of the best fights, bro. Some of the best fights I've seen.
Yeah, surprised you didn't know who Joanna was, because she was I think is that strawweight or is that flyweight?
Hell if I know.
Whatever it is. She was a champion for quite a while. It was Rose Namajunas that took the belt.
Yeah,
I think that's when I want to say that's when DC coined the nickname Thug Rose, because like he went crazy like Thug Rose, Thug Rose. I want to say that's where that came from, was when she beat Joanna. She might beat somebody else. I can't remember. I don't keep a whole lot of like sports stats in my head, so I don't know.
Me neither. Well, no, I keep sports stats in my head when it comes to football. NFL, I'll tell you like fucking, Brady going to the Dolphins or whatever. Like I can keep up with that, but fucking UFC, I'm new to UFC. I watch UFC. I watched UFC religiously when it was Forrest Griffin, when it was who was the ice Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz and all them. I was religious, and then I took a break. And in the whole year, like starting probably July last year, is when I really got back into the UFC, and I'm starting to learn about all of the fighters that are currently fighting. But bruh, you just mentioned the name. DC versus Stipe 3. Who takes it? Who takes the leg?
Man, like I'm tired of DC. Like DC I either want DC to like commit to fighting or retire like he said he was going to do and commit to his other projects. Like I don't know. I just tired when athletes are doing like they want to retire because they want to do other things. They want to be with their families. I get it. They dedicate their entire life up to this point to a sport, or they want to do something different. Their body hurts. They're just tired. But come on, like, are you gonna retire or are you gonna keep fighting? And if you're gonna keep fighting, why are you avoiding John Jones?
Would you not avoid John Jones?
Fuck, I wouldn't. If I saw John Jones in North Charleston, I would go halfway across the country. I wouldn't even be in the same state.
Exactly. Like, but I appreciate. I see what you're saying, but I appreciate DC stepping up and being like, "This is for my legacy." You know, I won the first one against Stipe. Then he came back and whooped me. I could run from it, and I could just be like, I'm commentating. That's all I'm doing. But instead, he is putting his legacy on the line. He's put, like, if he loses, who knows? He might not even commentate anymore. He might not want his face to be seen in the UFC.
I don't think it's DC's turn though, because that's the last fight that DC had, right?
Yeah, with Stipe.
Yeah, I would like to see Stipe Ngannou too. That's what I want to see. Because like the first time, Stipe just outclassed, and I feel like Ngannou was such a hype train that Stipe made a statement. Like I don't feel like I think he could have finished that fight, but I think he just like, oh, like I'm the champion due to your Ngannou.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he had control of most of the fight, and he pounded him just enough to keep the fight going and to win a very unanimous decision. But he didn't finish him, and I felt like he could. I mean, he had his back most of the fight. He could easily sunk in like a rear naked choke, sunk in like a Kimura. I mean, he had his arms most of the time. Like, I feel like he was making a statement like, "Oh, y'all want to see the Ngannou show? I'm gonna beat this dude for 5 minutes or for 5 rounds. I'm gonna beat this dude for 25 minutes."
Right.
But Ngannou has improved so much since then. I would love to see him get another shot. Like DC hasn't fought since then, so why does DC get like an immediate rematch? That's just me. I was pissed off when Ronda Rousey, like when she came back to fight Amanda Nunes, and like I felt like the UFC as a promotional tool didn't say anything about Amanda, but they were like, "Ooh, the queen is back," or "the star is back," whatever they said about Ronda, and she came in like Amanda fucked her up.
Politics. That's what it's all about. It's about politics. Like any business, NFL, fucking NHL, MLB, any 3-letter associated acronym, aka the UFC, is fucking, it's politics. That's all it is politics, right? Dana, the reason Dana White is so famous. Okay, who owns it? Who owns the NFL?
I don't know what you're asking.
Who's the owner? Who's the owner of the UFC?
Well, it's no longer Dana White and the Fertitta brothers or whatever their last name is.
Who was it?
Dana White. Dana White was co-owner, and Lorenzo brothers. Yeah, that's their last name. Yeah, so
okay. So the face of the
it was like a 3-part ownership, but Dana White was definitely the. Yeah, I mean Dana White was definitely the figurehead. You never heard from the other brothers.
And he still is a face. He's still the face. He's the one who gets in front of the media and talks shit. Okay. Someone who knows a lot about the fucking NFL, they might say, okay, yeah, Roger Goodell. Okay. Who is the figurehead of fucking NASCAR? I don't know. But someone who doesn't care about UFC knows that Dana White is a figurehead of the UFC. Okay. Fucking, it's all a business, and they want to sell you on some shit. Now, the reason why Dana White is so big is because he will tell the media straight up, fuck you. This is what we're doing, and what you're asking is a stupid question. Like Roger Goodell isn't gonna stand up in front of the NFL and be like, "No, fuck you. What you're asking is stupid." He'll be like, "Well," and he'll fucking work his way around the question or work with his way around the answer and shit. Dana White's gonna stand up there and tell.
Hey, sorry, I don't know if the recording was able to hear you, but we're in the flight. You've been here before. We're in the flight path of the jets. A military plane just went over. I didn't hear shit that you just said.
Yeah. Basically, what I'm saying is Dana White is the president or co-owner or whatever he labels himself as. He is a person that's going to stand up for the UFC and be the face of the UFC. And instead of dancing around your questions and be like, well, we're not sure of that answer. No, he's going to tell you straight up, like, why the fuck would you ask us such a stupid question? Why? Like, do you think I have the time to answer that? Do you think I have the time to think about that? All I'm caring about is Fight Island and Abu Dhabi, and they have treated us like kings and queens. You think I got time to answer this bullshit? Like, Dana White is the president, CEO, co-owner, whatever you want to label him as, that everyone has always wanted.
Yeah, I mean, because he's not politically correct. Like he just says what's on his mind, and he's like, you know what? He's like, that's a dumb question. Next question. If you don't have anything intelligent to ask me, I'm not gonna answer you.
And 1 second, we're gonna have to cut this out if we even keep it. But I got to pee as loud as fucking here. 1 second.
Oh well, just don't take the phone with you. I mean, like, go take a piss, and I'll just sit here and I don't know. I'll ramble. I'll drink my Corona. So Corona familiar if you're watching the Off the Beaten Path podcast, and you taking a piss or are you watching my ad?
I'm peeing and watching.
Corona familiar if you're watching this and you want to sponsor Off the Beaten Path podcast, you ain't even got to pay my ass. Just give me free cases.
Please, that's all we're asking for. It's not a lot.
No, I'd rather be paid. I can buy my own beer. Just pay me. I need some green.
Nah, look, actually, yeah, you need to ask for more and expect less. So if you think you can get $100,000 out of something, ask for $1 million, and then you can talk them down to 200,000.
So for people that are for some reason watching this still that don't know who we are, I'm Bobby Stevens, your host, and this is my brother Nate Stevens, also host. I don't believe in co-host because it's not my podcast. It's not his podcast. It's Off the Beaten Path. We're just here, kind of talking. I had an interview scheduled today, but like some schedules got mixed up, so we get that shit rescheduled. But for right now, we just kind of vibing, talking shit about nonsense. If you like the UFC, give a thumbs up in the comment section.
Listen, I'm trying to tell the people something real quick.
Fuck you.
I'm trying to tell the people something real quick. That's Bobby Stevens, my brother. I'm Nate Stevens. You might call me N-Dog. You might call me your baby daddy. Ain't paying child support if I am. What's happening?
No, man, just it's a beautiful day. I'm glad the weather is nice, and it's a nice blue day in Georgia too.
How are you and the wife holding up and shit?
Making it through it, man. Like I think she's holding it better than I am. This whole coronavirus and quarantine's fucking my head up.
Are you scared? Okay, let's be real quick. Are you scared of?
No, I'm not scared. But I feel like this thing is still so new, we don't really even know what it is.
Wear a mask. Don't wear a mask. Wear gloves. Don't wear gloves. You can go grocery shopping. Grocery shopping is dangerous. It changes every day, bro. You want to know what I started doing? I started living my life as I'm normal again. Because, like I said before we started recording, quarantine, that is a word that we all know now. That is a word that was not in our normal vocabulary. This is a new normal that was not in our vocabulary wearing masks. That was not in our everyday life. I remember looking at Matthew at the last show that we played in Deadbro and being like, bruh, why are you wearing a mask? You look weird as fuck right now. And now everyone looks the same like he was looking that day. Like, social distancing. These are all engraved in our heads, bruh.
Yeah, I mean, that's a new phrase. Nobody said the word social distancing before.
And what does that mean? That means you are being social, but you have to be distanced when you are socializing.
Yep.
Quarantine.
It's ready to come out. You want me to take it out, or hey? All right, keep talking. We just got our lunch out. For everybody that's watching, I'm having some white chicken burritos today with some white sauce.
Listen,
the boy's a part-time chef on the weekends.
Hey, we're cooking with pesos. Ain't paying us for it, but we're still cooking with it. When's the last time that we quarantined? 1919, 1918, some bullshit like that with the Spanish flu?
In 1918, flu pandemic, right after World War I. We went over there and kicked the shit out of Germany. USA, baby. Then we came back and everybody had the flu, so we quarantined a little bit.
But why are we quarantining for a different? I get it. It's more contagious than the actual flu. But why are we shutting down small businesses? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I need one person.
Yeah. It's just crazy, man. I don't even really know what to say. I don't have much of an opinion on it because I don't have like any fact-based knowledge. But yeah, I'm not fearful like the fact that I go home or go to work and then come straight home, and when I go into public I wear a mask. Like, it's not a fear-based response. Like, I'm not scared that an infected person's gonna breathe on me. You know, I'm gonna get like sick or anything like that. It's not really that, but it's just don't know what this thing is. Don't know exactly the long-term effects of it, and just want to be cautious. Because my only concern is that I wouldn't be cautious because I work with the public. My only concern is that I wouldn't be cautious, and then I infect somebody that's like a what they call high risk, and they die or get really sick, or I bring it home and I might be fine. I might be asymptomatic or not have bad issues and infect my wife if she has issues.
No, we're throwing that bullshit out the window. You shouldn't fucking be out in public if you're high risk. If I fucking infect you and I'm asymptomatic, you shouldn't fucking be out in public. Fuck that bullshit.
Or even if I brought it home to my wife, like I wouldn't want to bring it home to Wendy and get her sick.
Is she okay? Let me ask two questions. First question: Is she healthy?
I mean, I would say she's healthy. We don't have any underlying conditions that we know about. Either
fuck that bullshit. No. Shut up for a second. Is she healthy? Healthy. When I say, does she work out? Like, does she eat healthy? Is she healthy?
Well, I mean, I don't think she's like unhealthy.
Are you being honest right now? Because I was unhealthy for a long time, and I'm skinny and I look good, but I was unhealthy. Is she healthy?
I mean, we're not sick. I mean, if you look at my body, like, I'm carrying extra weight. Like, I don't work out the way I should.
I'm not talking about you. That was not the question I asked. Is she healthy?
I mean, I would say, yeah. Like, I would say that she has no underlying health conditions and she's healthy.
Okay, now the second question. We can get to you now. Are you healthy?
I would think so. Like, I feel like I have no underlying health conditions and I feel like I'm healthy.
Do you smoke tobacco often?
Yeah, I smoke. If my insurance company is watching, I don't smoke at all. But yeah, I mean, I smoke tobacco on like a daily basis.
Do you inhale, or do you just smoke the pipe and?
No, I inhale a little bit. I like a little bit of the head buzz. But then I just usually just smoke just for the mouth effect, the flavor.
So
But,
what you're saying?
I get a little bit of a headbutt.
What you're saying is that you believe that your wife and yourself are healthy, and no one knows exactly what this virus is and what the long-term effects are on. Because there was this basketball player. Of course, if you're a basketball player that is playing at an NBA championship level, you're healthy. He's playing at this level, and it's been 3 months since he had the virus, and his endurance still isn't to the level that he is able to compete at. His endurance isn't there. Is that what you're afraid of? Because you're gonna beat it. I'm gonna beat it. Your wife, as you say, is healthy, and you're healthy. Y'all are gonna beat it. But are you scared of like scarring of the lungs? Like, what are you scared of?
I'm not scared though, so I'm not fearful because I work with the public, so I don't feel like it's if I get it, but it's a matter of like when will I get it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not fearful. Like I'm cautious. I don't go too many different places. When I do have social distance, I mean, I went and had a beer with a friend yesterday. We social distance from the people that we weren't familiar with, the strangers in the bar. We were about 8 or 10 feet away from the nearest person. We walked in with masks. We walked out with masks, but obviously we didn't wear a mask when we had our beers. But so I'm still living life. I'm just being cautious because I mean nobody really knows what this shit is. Where did it come from? Why is it here? Why are we still dealing with it? How long are we gonna deal with it?
So you're at the bar.
Yep.
Okay. You're social distancing because you don't know what's going on in the other person's life.
Yep.
All right. Why the fuck are they at a bar if they have underlying conditions? If they're 68 years old, if they have COPD, why the fuck are they at a bar? No, fuck them people. Fuck them. They fucking if they are putting themselves at risk, that's like fucking having sex without a condom on. You know you're taking the risk. Why the fuck are you taking the risk?
People are being weird about this thing though. Like I took we have a new dog. We have a new dog, so I took my dog for a walk last week. And it felt nice because I don't really walk Chewy that way because he's more Wendy's dog, not really my dog. And taking my new dog for a walk, and it's like the first time I left the house without like a mask in my pocket because I wasn't going anywhere other than the neighborhood. And if there's somebody else walking, I can easily walk to the other side of the road, social distance. I don't need a mask. So I was like, oh man, I was like, this is great. Like I'm living life kind of normal, walking around the neighborhood, getting some exercise, taking the dog out. And I saw a car driving in front of me. And the woman in the passenger seat had a mask on while driving. And I'm just like, you understand, like, you don't need that on right now, right?
Bruh, I've seen the same shit before.
And, like, shit like that to me is, like, that's weird. I don't know if that's fear. I don't know if it's a misunderstanding. I don't know if it's a lack of intelligence. Or another thing that drives me crazy, because we breathe through our mouth and our nose, right?
Yep.
To see a mask on the mouth, but then their nose is wide open. It's like,
ooh.
If the shit is in the air, don't you think you can breathe it through your nose too? You think it only comes through the mouth?
Look, I'm sorry to stop you 1 second. That pisses me off more than anything. I would rather you not wear a mask than to wear a mask and your fucking nose be fucking exposed. Why the fuck are you wearing a mask? Keep going.
Why are you wearing the mask? You're just making it hard to breathe through your mouth. You're not doing anything to save yourself or anybody else. But no, I mean, I'm kind of a guy that errs on the side of caution. So we don't really know what this thing is. We can't really trust our government officials or like World Health Organization to really understand it because they keep flip-flopping. Like Fauci was like, hey, the public doesn't need masks. And then he came out later and said, hey, the only reason we said y'all didn't need masks is because we didn't want the medical profession to be without masks. So we don't know who's telling the truth. We don't know true science behind it. We're not getting the the best data, I don't believe, from the popular sources. So I err on the side of caution. I'm not going to stand next to somebody if I don't know what their lifestyle is, and I'm going to wear a mask when I'm in public. I don't think it makes me fearful. I think it just makes me cautious. I mean, it's kind of like wearing a seatbelt. Like there are a lot of people that don't wear seatbelts and they don't die, but I think wearing a seatbelt is probably a good thing. It's probably a decent safety measure. So I'd choose to wear a seatbelt.
Look, a seatbelt possibly saved my life, bruh. Listen,
But
I know you know this.
I'm going to cut you off for a second, but a seatbelt has also been known to like cut people in half or like compress their lungs, and it kills people. So why do you wear a seatbelt?
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about this whole coronavirus thing is I'm not saying you're doing it. I don't feel like you're being politicizing it or being like hateful. But like whether you wear a mask or whether you stand next to people that you don't know, I don't think it's a political thing. I don't think it's a thing that should divide us. If somebody chooses to wear a mask, let them wear a mask. If they don't want to stand within 6 feet of you, give them their space. Like they don't want your spit on them. Like it's okay. That's fine. Just let people live their lives the way they choose to. But if you're gonna wear a mask, fucking put it over your nose too, or just take it off.
Dude, that shit's so annoying. I've seen Walmart employees fucking take their whole mask off. God, this is so stupid. I don't even want to talk about this shit anymore.
The thing I like is that it's just funny though. Like it exposes I guess ignorance. Like my favorite thing is when you're talking to somebody and they have on a mask, and you talk through the mask and they can hear you, but when it's their turn to respond, they flush it. It's like, dude, you just heard me through mine. Why do you think I can't hear you through yours?
God, dude, like, look, I'm gonna say this. I don't believe in most conspiracy theories.
Hey, hold up. I have a jet. I don't know if you can hear that jet, but I can't hear a word you're saying when they go over.
I can hear it. All right, we good?
No, not yet. No, it's still the afterburn's still going. Can't hear you.
Oh no, I still hear it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the airport's only like 3-4 miles away, so when those jets go over, you can't hear anything. All right.
I'm not big into conspiracy theories, but I know someone who's freaking the fuck out right now, and is saying, "I told you so." It's fucking JJ, bro. I know JJ is. He's not even freaking out right now. He's just sitting back like, and you dumbasses didn't believe me. I tried to tell you, motherfuckers. And I know he has all these conspiracy theories in his head right now of this is why this is going on right now, because he's researching it. I don't research shit because I don't want to watch Alex Jones. I don't care about Alex Jones. Like, a lot of shit that Alex Jones says, it's some real shit. But Alex Jones is fucking crazy.
Alex Jones is wild. One of my favorite Rogan podcasts is Alex Jones Returns from like a year or two ago. Alex loses his mind. And you just had a conspiracy theory. I would love to see Joe Rogan have Eddie Bravo on and Joey Diaz. Them just get blitzed and fucking go to town with some conspiracy. That'd be hilarious.
Nah. I
think Eddie Bravo on his conspiracy theories. I watched him and Joe Rogan go back and forth for like 2.5 hours on a flat Earth. Earth is fucking round, dude. It's a globe. But it was so intriguing to watch Eddie be so involved in this conversation. That was pure bullshit for 2.5 hours.
But is it pure bullshit?
Dude, here's the thing though. With conspiracy theories, it wouldn't make sense to lie to the masses. It wouldn't make sense to brainwash, confuse the masses without a purpose. if
How
the
do you know
world
what
was
the purpose
if the
is?
world if the world was really flat, what's the purpose of lying and saying it's round? What's the purpose? What do the governments and the wealthy, the elite, what do they have to gain from the people of the world thinking it's round? What's the point?
There's so many points. There's so many points that could. I don't know.
Let
But
me ask you
dude,
this though. Let me ask you this. Are you a flat earth believer?
hell no.
Then why are you gonna play devil's advocate for something you don't even believe in?
Because the government's lied to us so many times. It's the same thing. Okay, here's my look on conspiracy theories. The moon landing is fake. Why would they lie to us about the moon landing? I don't know. I don't know why they would lie to us about the moon landing, but that shows that distract us from other things. So the earth being flat could just be a distraction. It could be like, no, bro, the earth is really flat. Like, have you traveled the whole earth? That's a flat earther's fucking argument. Is like, have you traveled the whole earth before? How do you know it doesn't drop off? Okay, no, I haven't. I fucking haven't even been out of the country before. It sounds stupid, but there's an argument there. I do not believe that the earth is flat. I believe that it is round. But it makes you think about every other thing that has been told to us, whether it's Christianity, whether it's Santa Claus, whether it's a tooth fairy, whatever it is, it makes you think about other things, and that's what intrigues me.
Oh, for me, like I think conspiracy theories are fun, and there's things where the governments have truly lied, and it's been exposed, and it's like, oh yeah, they weren't telling the truth on that. But the Earth being flat doesn't do anything.
There has to be something there. There's something there. There has to be. Like,
I'll tell you what happened. There was some YouTuber out there that was really good at hashtags. He got blitzed one night. I was like, bruh, this thing's fucking flat. This thing ain't round. Yeah, it went viral. The world's not flat. Ain't no conspiracy there. But
speaking
hearing
of
Eddie talk
conspiracy,
about it for like 2.5 hours was
speaking of
hilarious.
speaking of conspiracy theories, I go to Longhorn right now. I don't know about South Carolina, but go to Longhorn. You can go there. You can order a steak dinner, have broccoli and cheese on the side. It's gonna be socially distanced. Go to Waffle House. We're in the South. You can go to Waffle House. It's gonna be socially distanced. But you were talking about how your Asian, I don't remember if it was Chinese, Japanese, or what it was, but I'm gonna go with Chinese restaurant, is only takeout and delivery. Wasabi, which I worked at for 4 years, is only takeout and delivery. I went to another Asian restaurant a couple weeks ago, only takeout and delivery. Why is Longhorn or Texas Roadhouse and all this shit? You could fucking eat inside of the place in Georgia, which has opened back up for the most part. I almost went to Six Flags last weekend. You know, it's open.
Open
right
up, man. Georgia never shut down. Kemp was like, oh, we got to shut down for like a weekend.
Pretty much, yeah. I'll put a mask on
Georgia,
to a press
I
conference.
was gonna say, I think Georgia shut down like 3 days longer than Florida, and that's because Florida ain't shut down.
But why are all of the Asian restaurants shut down? They're afraid.
I think it's just Asian restaurants. There's a lot of lots of restaurants around here that are takeout only, takeout delivery. That are white owned, black owned. It's not just Asians here.
No, bro, the Asians are afraid, bro. You got the president of the United States calling it the Kung flu. They are scared, bro. They are scared.
China. Because it came from China.
They're scared, bro. Like, yeah, sure, you have your fucking hot wings restaurant where you normally get your fire ass hot wings from. Okay, that's cool, but I feel like it's not a conspiracy theory. I feel like Asians are honestly scared because there's a viral video that went around of some woman spitting, taking her mask off, is spitting in the Asian's face because she said that it was her fault of why we're dealing with mask right now. She's like, spits in their face and was like, yeah, it's because you Asians brought it to America. Like, dude, it's a race thing, bruh. It's all a race.
I want to say that was like in California where that video took place.
That's disgusting, bruh.
No, we were talking about masks and like how it's the new norm. I don't know. I can't even remember if it happened in Georgia, but like here, like during like your cold season, flu season, like the Asians, even before COVID, like pre-COVID, like 2-3 years ago, were wearing masks in public. And I always thought it was very interesting. I come home and be like, "Hey, you ever seen an Asian wear a mask like at Walmart?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Next time you go out, pay attention. Like, I know it's flu season and all, but like they're wearing like medical grade masks like in public." And maybe they were on to fucking something. Like maybe if we had all wore masks and not been spitting on one another all this time, like it would be okay.
Now, if you go to Japan, it's common courtesy. Let me out just right now. I got all types of snot in my nose. If you feel like you're any kind,
you got that shit. You ain't been social distancing. You don't got that shit.
Hey man, I got that shit, man. I might have to call a couple people, tell them to get tested. But fucking, if you go to like Japan, they're wearing masks, and the people that are wearing masks are sick. They got a common cold, or they have a flu, or a whatever they have, and it's a respect thing. It's a respect of, hey, I'm feeling under the weather. I don't want to spread it to you. America doesn't have that same code. Japan has it, but America doesn't have it. If I'm sick, I have bills to pay. I have kids to feed. I got to go to work. So I'm going to fucking go to work. But in Japan, they're like, I have bills to pay. I have kids to feed, but I don't want to possibly infect anyone else. So basically, what America is doing and what we're complaining about, wearing masks, Japan's been doing it for decades and eons. Like,
yeah, one thing I would like to see, and I don't listen to too much media right now, but our mutual enjoyment of Joe Rogan's podcast, is he keeps talking about the immune system. Like you were saying earlier, hey, you and your wife are both healthy. Like if y'all get it, it might fuck with you for a little bit, but you're gonna beat it. And one thing I've been doing is just trying to boost my immune system as much as I know how. Eating more vegetables. We've just been doing, since we're cooking at home and not going to restaurants. I have a little garden that's been producing some vegetables that we've been eating, like the beans and the tomatoes. Got a compost bin where I've been messing with the compost and messing with the microbes, sticking my hands in the dirt. And one thing we've been doing recently is just boosting our vitamin intake. So I've been taking up till today. I started doing 6,000 international units, but I've been doing 4,000 international units of vitamin D3 and taking about 2,000 micrograms of vitamin B12 every day. And the energy level, I've been doing that for about 2 weeks. My energy level has gone up. My mood has been boosted. Less depression, less anxiety. Obviously, you can't really tell, oh, if my immune system's better. I haven't gotten sick since, but I don't really get sick anyway, so it's just kind of hard to tell. But I would like to see the government, the doctors put out education for people to get healthy. Not because we don't really have a health system. We have a death sick system. Like, oh, how do we keep you from dying once you get sick? Or how do we keep you feeling better? How do we alleviate your symptoms once you get sick? We don't have a, hey, how do we keep you healthy? Because there's no money in that, right? The
I
big
don't
money's
know.
in keeping these people sick and then giving them care. That's where the industry makes the most money. So I mean, it's no wonder why there's not much voice about that. But yeah, if you're interested, if you're still watching, um, and you're interested in like some immune boosting ideas, watch that most recent, I think it's like 2 months ago, interview with Dr. Rhonda Patrick on the Joe Rogan podcast. Has some good stuff. Joel Salatin has some good stuff. Joel was actually talking some crazy ass like country shit. He's like, yeah, he's like, when I go out and I water my cows in the morning, like I drink from the cow trough. He's like, there's just like so many bugs in it. Like I just want to introduce the germs to my immune system so it can get stronger and beat them. So every now and then, since I heard that, not on a daily basis because I think it's kind of weird, but I'll drink from the dog bowl. Just like shit, these dogs got some germs my body ain't used to. So let me drink from the dog bowl and boost my
No,
immune system.
no, fuck that. Fuck that. Don't listen to what the hell he's saying. That's some country bumpkin shit. That's no. I ain't
No,
drinking from no dog.
I mean,
Look,
Joel said he started drinking with his cows. He started drinking with his cows, and he hasn't had a cold in 20 years. So fuck it. If you got dogs and cats, fucking drink from the cat bowl. Drink from the dog
now that's some
bowl.
country. No, that's some country bumpkin shit. What I'm about to do right now is I'm about to go blow my nose. So I'll be right back.
Yeah, because you got that shit. You've been out there standing like 4 feet from people. You got that shit.
I didn't go to Six Flags, unfortunately, but I might have caught it anyway. I'll be back.
Yeah, because you weren't 6 feet away. You're 4 feet away. You caught that shit. You gotta be 6 feet away. They found that snot and spit can only go 5 feet 11 inches. So if you're 4 feet away, you're gonna get that shit. Well, everybody, if you're still watching, if you've been entertained or been confused or wonder what the fuck these guys are talking about, we don't know. We've just been talking. Just two brothers kind of hanging out. Had an interview scheduled today, but some schedules got flip flop moved around. Artists we had couldn't make it, so just decided to come on and like, hey, let's hit record and see what happens. And we've been talking about flat Earth and COVID and trying to get some beer sponsors for the podcast. So yeah, basically what we do, we just interview artists. Like, so if you're in a band or if you're an artist and you want to get your message out there in kind of like a long form type of format, typically we just start around 1 or 2 p.m. Eastern, do about 45 minutes. Just kind of ask questions, have a little conversation, just get your shit out there. We post your links and everything in like the comment section of the YouTube video. Hopefully people that watch it click on those links, go like your music, because you got some good shit. We ain't gonna bring some shitty ass artists on here. Yeah, we just have a good time, man. Like, that's what we do. Just have a good time, try to make the world as we can a better place, just by being
When's the last
kind
time
people,
you had
being
the
nice
dick
people. What?
I said, you said something interesting. You said with the Max Holloway and Volkanovski fight that it was a close decision.
Yep.
But you said that with a close fight, it's to go to the champion.
Yep.
You want to hear a very interesting statement I heard by FanDuel, which is an online betting site? Anybody that betted on Holloway got their money back because they didn't believe with the decision. That's crazy for an online betting site to give your money back because they didn't believe in the decision is crazy because that's how they make their money. They make their money by voting on the underdog and then a lot of money being brought in from the underdog and then they end up winning. How do you feel about that? About you said in a championship fight, a close fight should go to the champion because he's defending his title, and the person that is going for that title should fight harder, is basically what I heard you say. And FanDuel was like, nah, bruh, that was too close, and it should have went to Holloway. We're gonna give y'all some money back because that was a bullshit call. Speak on that.
Split decision and championship fight should be the champion split. If it's not, oh shit, I got 5% battery. We're gonna have to end this soon. But if it's a split decision, that's a champion's fight. That champion retains the belt. Bruce Buffer comes in and he says, "And still." I think if you're the challenger, you either end the fight or it's a unanimous decision. Like, people know that you became the champion. But if it's a split decision, it's like it's split because it's close. Like, and with fighting and boxing and things like that, it's a very subjective thing, right? Like, it's not like one punch lands X number of points. Like, in a race, there's a thing called photo finish. Like you take a picture, oh, fucking Usain Bolt wins again because he always wins because he's fast as shit. Or in basketball, like, there was no split decision in Michael Jordan's three-peats. Like, the Bulls scored so many points, the other team scored so many points, the Bulls win. Football, oh, they scored more points than the other team. But fighting and boxing is very subjective. So when you're relying on 3 or 4 human beings to decide the outcome of a fight, if it's so close that they're having a difficulty deciding, the champion should not lose his belt because of human subjectivity. It should always be the champion's belt. But like a recent one where it went to a decision, but the belt changed hands, was Kamaru Usman and Tyron Woodley. Kamaru, I don't know if you watched it yet, but Kamaru owned him for 25 minutes. There was not a single person in the entire arena or watching worldwide that thought, oh, maybe Woodley pulled this one out. No, I mean, it was a very unanimous decision. That should go to the challenger. But if it's split, let the champion keep the belt. The challenger did not show enough. Or John Jones, like I know a lot of people were who did he fight recently? That young guy's name, Hispanic. I want to say he's Mexican, but I don't want to confuse his nationality. What's that guy's name?
I know who you're talking about.
Like a lot of people were saying, like, oh, so what?
I said I saw the fight, but I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I can't remember his name because I didn't know him before the fight. I didn't see his fights leading up to the fight. But a lot of people were saying he beat John. But again, it was close. The John fight to the best of his ability. It definitely wasn't the way he beat DC. It definitely wasn't the way he beat Gustafsson. It definitely wasn't the way that he didn't finish him, so it wasn't like a finish by John Jones. It was definitely a weaker performance, but it was not definitively the other guy's fight, so the champion should keep the belt.
I agree. I found it interesting that you said that, and then FanDuel, if anyone betted on Holloway, got their money back. I just found that interesting. But
I want to say that's probably more of a marketing thing because I can't remember who Conor was fighting. But if you're watching this and you're a stranger to me, you don't know me, I kind of have like I wouldn't call it an addictive personality, but if I get really focused on something, I get really focused almost to the point of like a small obsession. So sports gambling is something I've never done. I don't want to do because if I feel that rush, I might really crave that feeling. And Conor was fighting somebody, and I was listening to Joey Diaz's the Church of What's Happening Now podcast, and he's like, hey, my bookie is like having a special. You can bet up to $500, and if you win whatever your split is, and if you lose, they give you your $500 back. And I was like, man, you can't lose at this deal. And I didn't do it just because of my personality. I didn't want to get involved in something that could take me down a dark road for myself. But I feel like maybe, and I'm not saying FanDuel's doing this. I'm not saying it's a marketing ploy, but It almost sounds like they're trying to save face. Like, oh, like, hey, like, we know you as users of our site, y'all got a raw deal. We don't want y'all to go somewhere else. We don't want y'all to not use us. So we're gonna give you this money back, so that you'll still continue to use us. That almost sounds like that. No, do I know that for sure? No, I'm not. I'm not bashing them. I'm not calling them. I'm not calling bullshit on their decision. Maybe they truly believe that Max Holloway won. I don't know. Don't really care. But when it's business and there's money on the line, sometimes you do things that are not really intuitive for the sake of like you'll take a loss now so you can make more in the future.
You're speaking facts.
Yeah, so I mean, I can't say they're doing that. Maybe, like I said, they might really believe that was a bad decision, and they might feel ethically
I don't believe that.
I don't believe it though. I mean, they're a business.
I believed it until
like Joey D. Joe, I never. Look, I can't talk to Joey Diaz. I don't think he talks right, but he FanDuel, MyBookie, they have so much in reserves. It's not even funny.
Oh no, they're paid. They fucking. If you fuck up that check, that's just because you like hookers too much. Like you can't fuck that check up.
Yeah, I mean, they got money in reserves, so they have the money to do that.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, they're okay. You fucking betted on them. Here's your money back, and then they're gonna win that money right back from you.
Oh, yeah, because those however many people that bet however many hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, you know what they're thinking? Oh man, FanDuel loves me. The marketing thing worked, and UFC 252. Guess who's coming back? Them plus their friends. So they're gonna make that money back and then some.
Like, bro, you think about it. Like, I went to a casino, right? And I lost about $800 within like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Did the person, I stayed at one table for that whole time. Did the person I was playing blackjack with get $200 of it? Did he get $400? Did he get, no. He was getting paid probably like $15 an hour in the New Orleans fucking casino. He wasn't getting paid that. I lost $800. But he didn't get the cut of that. All he was doing was fucking dealing the cards. Like, okay, yeah, I'm going to keep beating your ass, and I'm going to keep making money for Master as he's working for. He has a supervisor just like we have a supervisor. But the supervisor is going to, they're going to fucking cater to the people that they're losing money to. So as long as you're at a blackjack table, as long as you're at a fucking casino table where you're just fucking pulling the bar and hoping that lands on 3 lobsters, you get free drinks. You get free drinks. They're gonna cater to you. Fuck the employees. The employees are getting paid a cut rate, but we're gonna cater to you. And that's it. After what you just said, that's the same thing that FanDuel, that's the same thing that MyBookie, that's the same thing that DraftKings, that's the same thing that they're all doing, is catering to their audience.
Yep.
And speaking of MyBookie, this is a funny story that I haven't told you yet. I got snot hanging everywhere. It sucks having to septum with a runny nose.
But you got that shit. You've been 4 feet away from people. You don't got that shit.
I caught the HIV, everyone. I gotta go get tested and then call everyone and tell them to go get tested. I caught the HIV. But when you sent me that deal, you sent me the one you just talked about. You sent me saying, "Hey man, MyBookie." You said my space bookie. You didn't send it as It was mybookie.com. You said my bookie is doing a special deal where if you don't win, you get your money back. And I said, bro, you need to hook me up with your bookie.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, bro, I could find the text, but I thought you found a bookie that did that deal, but you were talking about mybookie.com, which I figured out later. But yeah, I was like, dude, who's your bookie? How did you find him? Like, let me get in contact with him.
Yeah, like I was excited about that deal, man. But like I said, it's just like, no, I don't want to get into sports gambling because I'm gonna end up losing too much money on this shit before I turn it.
Bro, I've only lost like $100. I ain't won anything. I've only lost like 100. Like, it's like the lottery. It's like how Momo and Big fucking they buy fucking lottery tickets and shit, and they probably spent like $1,000 and haven't won shit. They might win $5 here and shit like that. It's like Ramsey. Ramsey fucking he made 500 here, but he lost 1,000 here. It's the same thing, but I don't know. I don't know, man. It's American. It's the life of the American dream. It's sold to us, and few of us can buy it.
Right. Well, I guess on that note, I'm about to go eat these burritos I just cooked.
Enchiladas, white chicken enchiladas.
That's what they're called, man. But they're really burritos. Like, they ain't really enchiladas. But,
all right, so this
I'm about to go eat this white chicken stuff.
This podcast.
I might take a nap, dude.
Me too. This podcast is sponsored by White Chicken Enchiladas, aka burritos, and Budweiser. I'm gonna take a nap. This is also sponsored by naptime.com. That's probably not a website, but if it is, I'm gonna make it up right now and get paid from it. Adios.
Yep. And everybody, thanks for listening. If you're still here, wear a mask, stay safe, don't get COVID. If you got a small business, persevere. If you're an essential worker,
no,
safe.
fuck that. That's another word. No. Listen. You're not listening. Are you listening yet?
I mean, I'm hearing what you're saying.
Essential.
Just like in White Men Can't Jump, like Wesley told fucking, what's the white dude's name? Woody. Just like Wesley told Woody, black people hear Jimmy, white people just listen. So I hear you right now, but I'm not sure if I'm listening yet. Say what you gotta say, and I'll let you know.
Social distancing, quarantine, essential? You're saying that I'm not essential?
I hate the essential thing. I mean, that's so demeaning to people that were furloughed. That's so demeaning to people that lost their jobs.
You're not essential.
I use it in a very cheeky way. Like, I don't really mean it when I say it. But yeah, to call somebody non-essential, it's like, as a person, or I'll put it this way: there are things that we've learned as people in this modern society that we don't need on a regular or daily basis. So those things are truly non-essential. But people are all essential. We need everybody. This is a community. We can't live well if everybody's not living well. I think King said it. Injustice for one is injustice for all. And that's also economic, not just racial prejudice, but that's also economic. So I think because our social systems have fallen, we've tried to do things like boosting unemployment by giving people extra X number of dollars a week. And that hasn't worked the way that we expected it to. There are just a lot of people hurting right now. A lot of people need food. A lot of people need money to pay their mortgage or their rent so that they can maintain a safe shelter. A lot of people need gas for their cars. A lot of people need to be able to repair their vehicles. A lot of people are hurting financially. I don't know what we need to do as a society to help our brothers and sisters out. And speaking this is coming from a guy that hasn't done anything to help his brothers and sisters out. But I think we should band together somehow.
Hey, shut the fuck up. You need to shut up right now. You help this brother out. I'm a brother of yours, and you've helped me out spiritually and mentally. So don't say that you ain't helped people out. That's bullshit.
All right, I take it back, but I mean sometimes it has to be physical too. Like I can give you, you say I help you mentally and spiritually, and that's fantastic. But if you're hungry, the closest you'll get to God is just having a dinner on your plate. So I think we
Or maybe
sometimes
you need that. Maybe sometimes you need that hunger so you can beg God. God, let me humble myself and beg you, please. My insides are eating themselves, please. And then that fucking person walks up and his name is Bobby Stevens and he's like, hey man, I couldn't finish this food. I'm probably not gonna eat it as leftovers. You can have it. And bam, I'm sure you've done that shit before. I'm sure you've given to the homeless. Like, fuck that bullshit. I ain't helping out my brothers like I'm supposed to. Maybe you don't help them out as much as you're supposed to, but you've helped out people before, man.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. But I'm just speaking on the current situation. I think the haves should be really thinking about the have-nots because there are a lot of people that have, and there are a lot of people that don't have. So I think us that do have should be putting more focus in this present time on people that have not. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's hard to find out how to do that, but I don't know. This conversation,
yeah,
some of it was bullshit, but a lot of it was therapy, even if it was about bullshit.
Yeah, I'll send you the thing, let you upload it. I think we had a good time. I don't know if people will listen to it. I don't even know what we would call it because it's not really off the beaten path podcast because we're not interviewing like an artist. But I think we had fun. I enjoyed talking to you. I love you.
I love you too, and I was going to talk about that. I've been listening to keywords, and I think you should do the same. I can't think of what one of the words I heard. What it was? I can't remember it right now. I can't remember it, but I think we should listen to keywords and something. So if it's like if someone in the podcast or someone in conversation that you're talking to says, fucking, man, that was off the wall. Bam! There we go. We're gonna call this segment Off the Wall Talks. Like just random shit like that. Like off the wall is fucking Vans. But I promise you, the person that created Vans, he heard someone say, damn, dude, that was off the wall. And be like, oh shit, you could run a skateboard off the wall. Like that's called a wall ride, but let's call it off the wall. And they had their slogan. And we can do the same thing. I had one and it wasn't good enough to fucking even bring it to attention, but it was good enough to be like, hey, this is the idea and the area of what this should be called, whatever the fuck this is.
I mean, we can call it the conversations for now, like off the beaten path conversations. And interviews can be off the beaten path podcasting. And if we change it to something else later, we can change it to something else later, you know?
We're going to end it right there. And Sage Kelsey Zoon, I can say your name properly, and I am very saddened that you did not come on this interview with us. We will have you next time. I'm going to tag you in only this portion of the interview. Love, peace, and unity. Adios, mi amigo.
Sage Kelsey Zoon, Rocky Mount, North Carolina, representing. He brings fire, y'all. You'll hear from him once he's on the show, but he brings fire. I like his stuff a lot.
Adios. He said, what did he say? I know one for things, so I ain't pressed. Say it to Kelsey soon. Adios.
Allah.
I know. You're sad. It's okay. That feels good. You like being patted on the booty. Why you smell like boo boo? Look at you. Look. Monday.